find out soon. NECA did say something about having an event in February. I don't know if January 12th was always meant to be messy.
Guys, it's on TV. Morty.
Okay, people, welcome back to another Foosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and thanks to Joshua and Ted for the dog-watching Robo videos. The weird thing about that, they both sent their videos within 18 hours of each other without knowing the other had sent. So me sitting at the computer, I get notifications, it's like, oh, two dog videos within a day. Huh, that's weird. But even weirder than that, when I first met Xmanny87 back at Toy Fair last year, he said the same thing. He was like, yeah, whenever you're on, my dog just sits and watches. It's crazy. But you know what? I'm going to take it as a compliment because animal magnetism? I don't know. This week starts with a bit more Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Series news. Over the past few weeks, we've seen surprise appearances by 8-Ball and Inverted Skull Trooper at Targets, followed closely by the Brawlers edition of Meowscles and Scientist. No warnings, no pre-orders, no, hey, this is what's coming, just go get them. The card backs for those revealed some upcoming figures like, who was it? Recruit Jonesy, Kit, Frozen Raven, and Agent Peely. This week, Target's website updated with product pages for all the ones we've seen at Target, plus Frozen Raven and Agent Peely. But it also gives us a better look at what we're getting. For Frozen Raven, it is exactly what you'd expect. It's regular Raven in winter color scheme. Same face plates and back bling, different rifle, and includes a fire pit instead of a mother box. Yes, I know, go to the comment section, let me know all about it. For Agent Peely, back at Toy Fair, I was told they were playing with the idea of soft goods, but it looks like that didn't pan out, which is probably good for those of you who don't see the appeal of cloth. Appeal. In this case, the only carryover from the first Peely is the shotgun. Everything else is a new sculpt. Even the face plates are different, but given that they're both Peely, I'm betting you can swap back and forth between the two releases for more expression options. You can't actually order these on the Target site, but it does say in stores now for $20 a piece, so I'm expecting them to show up tomorrow, sometime next week. In Jazwares AEW Unrivaled news, the week started out with this leaked picture of what looks like the card back for Series 4, and it was quickly confirmed by Jeremy Padower. The wave will include another Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega, which brought a lot of snarls from the community, but you gotta think of it like Batman or Spider-Man or Wolverine or He-Man or Optimus Prime. It's not a bad thing to keep the top guys out there in circulation, especially with how fleeting these have been in the toy aisle so far. Along with the EVPs, there's also Santana, Ortiz, and Guevara to round out the inner circle with Jericho and MJF. Too many names. That just leaves Hager and Wardlow, right? To complete that team. And then finally, there is Matt Hardy. The picture shows an older version of Matt in his broken gear, but I figure Jazwares is going to have a hard time keeping up with Matt's gimmick of ever-changing gimmicks. Matt also brought up the fact he was going to be the only wrestler to have figures from WWE, Impact, TNA, and AEW. That is until, Sting gets a figure, and you gotta think Sting's gonna have a figure in this line. Plus, Sting had a WCW figure, so he's one-upping Matt. But Matt can still say he was the first wrestler to have a figure from all three promotions. Jeremy said the prototypes for Series 4 was off getting photographed, so we should be seeing that any day now. Along with that, he dropped news of an AEW Unmatched series, which will fill in the gaps of Unrivaled. There would be an Unrivaled series, and then an Unmatched, Unrivaled, Unmatched, and he says he's planning for it to be every month. So, new product. I can't keep up with the product that's out right now, so we'll see how that goes. When was the last time we talked about Mattel? This week, Big Bad Toy Store caught my eye when they posted some new Mattel Jurassic Park Amber Collection pre-order pages. I'm not all in with this line, but I cannot pass up a Jeff Goldblum figure, and that may be Mattel's rationale for releasing a version 2 of Dr. Ian Malcolm. At first, I thought it may be Malcolm from Lost World, or even his cameo from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but the title says Jurassic Park. Each title we're about to look at is very specific to the movie each figure represents. So it either has to be his jacket look from earlier in the movie, or his injured look with the unbuttoned shirt from later in the movie. Also listed is Ray Arnold from Jurassic Park, and much like Jeff Goldblum, I don't pass up on Samuel L. Jackson action figures. There's also the Jurassic Park Lost World Tiger Raptor, and I figure it's just a repaint, but I don't blame them for that. It's a Raptor. They could probably shove one of those into every wave and it'll sell. Finally, there's a listing for Jurassic Park 3's Pteranodon. A picture of that actually popped up on the Jurassic Park wiki, so I wouldn't be surprised if all our Ian Malcolm questions weren't answered within the next week or so. Well, that and Big Bad Toy Store lists these all as coming out in March, so they're running out of time. They need to get pictures out there, get it solicited, get people's attention on it. And if you're impatient for other characters like Grant or Sattler, Rumblies Around the Collecting World Tumblies says they're on their way. It's just a question of when. Keeping with Mattel, I know it's crazy, but jumping over to Hot Wheels, holy shit, Hot Wheels? Yes, Satan please. Hey, what's going on? I just wanted to ask, is it cold down there? Because I'm talking about Hot Wheels on the weekly. No, it's not some pathetic attempt to talk about Star Wars when there's no Star Wars news. I swear. You know me, come on, man. Okay, yeah, I'll talk to you later. All right. Yeah. I'm recording right now. Okay, bye. Thanks to yakface.com on Twitter for putting this in front of my face. It's the Hot Wheels Star Wars Starships The Child Hover Pram. You guys know me. If there is a remote possibility that something may fit into my 1/12 scale Star Wars collection, I'm interested. But I don't know Hot Wheels, and looking at this, I have a sneaking suspicion that it may be too small, closer to 3.75 inch compatibility. But I want to give it a try, because you just never know. It's only money, you can't take it with you, right? Of course, you can't take toys with you either, and I'm sure surviving family members would rather deal with cash than a room full of action figures. What am I doing with my life? Where was I? Okay. We already knew about the upcoming Mcfarlane Toys Mortal Kombat Liu Kang, Shao Kahn, Noob Saibot, and Cabal, but this week we get pretty new promotional pictures that show that Liu Kang isn't as torso heavy as we thought he was. This is what we originally saw, and I don't know if it's perspective or angle or something, but the new pictures show that he's better proportioned. The articulation cut at the abs gives me DC Multiverse Wave 1 Batman vibes, but otherwise, it looks good. Same for Shao Kahn. Even though I don't know anything about Mortal Kombat past 1995, and even before then, I don't know much. But I know I love you. But I do dig the look here. Even more so, though, for Noob Saibot and Cabal. Shadow version of the MK Ninjas and a crazy-looking slasher film baddie or post-apocalyptic movie background character? I'm down. And I've just pissed off the fighting game crowd. When will I ever stop? Same deal as the Fortnite Legendaries series on the Target website. Not up for order right now, but $20 in stores and may go up for order later. Who knows? But Mcfarlane doesn't stop there. You know better. In Todd's weekly State of the Union address, he has revealed a new DC Multiverse Build-A-Figure wave. It's still in the Batman family, which is rubbing some people wrong, but it does veer into Beyond territory. This is how you veer. And the Build-A-Figure is kind of out of left field. Baseball reference. Todd. There's, of course, Batman Beyond, but something to note here, this is not the same Batman Beyond that was revealed back in December. Well, it mostly is. It's the same body, but it's a new head, missing the nose and mouth detail, and then it's also missing the boot jets. I figure we're looking at the standard Mcfarlane variant situation here, where it's a separate release with a few different parts. Next is Shriek, a great translation from animation to the DC Multiverse style, and I dig that power effect. I'm not familiar with Batwoman Beyond, but I already loved the design of Batman Beyond, and it looks just as sleek on a female form. And I saw this posted somewhere. I'd like to see a variant of this figure in her blue color scheme. Finally, Blight rounds out the wave. I've seen a lot of disagreement with Todd's decision to go action-packed comic style instead of cartoon Sunday Go to Meetin', but it fits the overall theme better. Then for the Build-A-Figure, it veers a little bit more into Futures and Joker Bot. Just a crazy concept with some kind of Joker Batman head rotating action. The big takeaway from Todd's video is that each figure will release one at a time over the course of 2021. Batman in April, Shriek in June, Batwoman in August, and Blight in October. Todd states that he had a discussion with retailers, which apparently means Target because that's the only logo on the picture, and this is the plan they came up with. There's pros and cons, as there is with every kind of release, but I think the major thought process here is that if Target orders a case, they'll get all one character, giving more collectors a chance to get that one. When it's the whole wave in one case, that's a chance for one collector to get what they want. From our side of the fence, though, if you get the Batman Beyond and then you wait a couple of months for Shriek, and then he sells out before you can get to him, then what do you do later on? Granted, I did see the Thomas Wayne Batman a couple of times at my Target, and I don't know what availability was like on the website, but hopefully it's not too complicated. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out. It's another big experiment from Mcfarlane Toys. After solicitation pictures for the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon Rat King and Vernon last week, this week we're treated to package shots. And you know what that means. Right around the corner. That's one step closer to our grubby collector hands. Otherwise, it's just pictures of the figures in their cardboard holding cell, and that's all I got to say about that. We saw a hint of it in the last weekly, but now you can pre-order Super 7's Conan Ultimates Wave 3. Yes, I've thought about it. It's a new year. We're all adults. It's time to put away childish things while we're collecting action figures and take things a lot more seriously. Ultimates. Ultimates! Wave 3 consists of Conan in war paint and Thulsa Doom as Snake Priest, which honestly creeps me the hell out. Conan comes with the Atlantean sword, its sheath, and interchangeable hands, while Thulsa Doom includes hands, both a snake head and human head with snake eyes, a full soft goods robe, his bow and snake arrow, a dagger, plus a standalone snake. It seems a little bit, but maybe the price for Conan pays for the extras with Thulsa Doom. I don't know how budget works. I spend all my money on toys. I'm not good with money. And yeah, the Wave 3 title threw me too until I realized that they're calling the iconic pose Conan Wave 2. Pre-orders are open until February 19th for the standard Ultimates $45 and should ship winter 2021. Magazine scans for upcoming Medicom MAFEX figures aren't all that uncommon. They give us an idea of what to expect when the solicitation hits, and it means those pre-orders are right around the corner. Most of the time. Sometimes they wait a little bit, but most of the time. That is all true for the boy's Homelander. We can now see that he'll get 3 different head sculpts, and man, they look good with the power effects and the realistic, but we see this a lot with MAFEX prototypes. A lot of TLC on the back end, but once it goes through the factory, it usually loses a little something, although Medicom has gotten better. Accessories are sparse. That may be why they went crazy with all the detail on the body. Just so much texture and intricate sculpting. But looking closer, is that a swappable upper torso? At first I noticed that the flap is down on half the pictures and then up on the rest, but on the down one, the seam line across the collarbone's missing, so that's gotta be a complete different piece, right? This scan cuts the release info off, but we may get an idea of that from the other promo, which is the MAFEX Avengers Infinity War Doctor Strange. Again, we already knew this was coming. We had seen an initial tease and then a better look at a virtual show. Here it is with all the accessories, and oh, what a plethora of accessories he has. It looks like there's going to be 2 heads, one calm and collected, one determined. Cloth cape, which I'm good with, gets some motion out of it because essentially it's a character all to its own, but then there's extra hands. And then some more extra hands. There's quite a few extra hands. Seriously, I've always wanted that crazy multi-arm effect in 1/12 scale, and making it just a back plug is so simple but effective. At least I think it's effective. It looks effective. But does that mean there's a hole or 2 in the cape because it has to plug in, and then, I know the pictures are small, it looks like the lower arms are inside the cape, so it's got to come through somehow. But then there's the most of the magic effects that you can imagine. Well, except maybe the crimson bands and the time stone effect that wraps around the body like we got with the last figure arts, but there's more than enough here. But with extra plastic comes extra cost. The scan shows an MSRP of $123, which is high even by MAFEX standards. But it also lists the MSRD, that's manufactured suggested release date. This is Medicom we're talking about, of November. So I'm guessing that's the same for Homelander. I'm also guessing we'll see some delay. I don't need to go through all that again. Oh, hear ye! The moment of truth has come to pass. Some of us were worried about the scale of Hasbro's Transformers R.E.D. line. You know, that dastardly series that dares to make Transformers action figures that don't actually transform. Blasphemy! Hello, Satan? Are these your doing? As much as some don't want to believe it, there is a market for these out there. People who want cartoon accuracy without the transformation aspect breaking up the design. But when they announced Bumblebee to this line, it made me worry about the scale because he seemed as large as Optimus Prime and Megatron. This week, with the release of package shots for both Bumblebee and Starscream, it is confirmed that these are all the same height. I'm not usually a size freak. If there's some kind of relative scale, I'm good. This character taller, smaller, shorter. Here, I don't need exact numbers, but Bumblebee not being smaller than the rest, ooh, I gotta draw a line somewhere. Perfect world, Bumblebee would be smaller, packed in with another smaller character, but at this point we know that's not Hasbro's standard procedure. But if that doesn't bother you, and don't let me sway you, I'm just some asshole on the internet talking about toys, Walmart.com does have these up for pre-order. $20, scheduled for June. Last week we dove in and talked about some of the redecos for Hasbro's G.I.Joe Classified Series Wave 1. I just got the updated Scarlet this week and reviewed it along with the Cobra Viper. The Roadblock has had official Hasbro pictures shown, and at the time, a toned-down Duke picture was floating around socials. Now, thanks to CMD Store, that is confirmed to be an official release. They have received a Duke with the gold removed from the legs and then missing the red on the gloves and the shoulders. CMD Store posted their own pictures of this, along with a listing showing repaint. Parentheses. But then I saw these pictures from Rogue Toys out of Las Vegas showing an updated Snake Eyes. Can you see it? They removed the little dab of red paint above the visor. I know, not a big deal, but I heard complaints about that tiny splash of color more than you would think. Another change, though, is the knife being removed from the tray and packed in the sheath on his hip. One of the common QC issues with the Wave 1 release was that you couldn't take the blade and put it in there without doing some cutting or dremeling. Hasbro seemed to listen to that, say screw it, we're putting it in there and proving to you that it will go down into the sheath before you even open this thing. It's just nice that it was addressed along with people's complaints about the color choices. It does prove that Hasbro is trying. But that's not all from G.I. Joe. Except it's more of the model kit variety. That's right, I'm not ending the weekly with Hasbro. What? Yeah? Oh, now it's snowing? Well, enjoy a day off. Okay, yeah. This one's on me. Okay. Later. It seems Flame Toys has been on a spree of revealing things over the past few weeks. Larger scale figures with die-cast for Starscream, Leo Prime, Power Rangers, and Batman. New Transformers model kits for Windblade and RC, which I may be interested in depending on how I feel about the War for Cybertron version that I haven't gotten yet, but I will. But it was the Hito Katakuri Snake Eyes that caught my eye until I realized it may be along the same standards as the Arkham Knight Batman from the same series. Little over 7 inches tall, not a deal breaker. $215, huge deal breaker. So I put it out of my mind until this week they announced the Furai model kit Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. They are stylized, but they skew classic in design. Admittedly, the head on Snake Eyes does seem a bit small, but it may be the angle, because Storm Shadow looks pretty proportionate. Again, stylized, but dang, I love me some model kit. It's been a while. That means they should be about $40, $50 like the Transformers model kits. The only question now is scale. I see people asking wherever these are posted and there hasn't been an answer yet. I do have their Transformers Skywarp model kit built and it clocks in at about 6 inches, so I have some hope. That's what I'm holding on to. You can bet I'll be keeping an eye on these, and we can go on this journey together. And that's it for this week. I think it's getting back to where it's pretty busy. So if I missed something, we'll swing back around, grab it next week. If you're interested in a closer look at any of these pictures without me all... Oh boy. Yeah? Well, yeah, it's gonna melt pretty quick. It's hot down there. I will be posting all of that, plus links to pre-orders, more information on the Foosh front page Saturday at noon. And I joked about not having any Star Wars to talk about. Next Friday is Hasbro's Fan First Friday for Star Wars, and it also has a logo for the Lucasfilm 50th anniversary. I figure we'll see the announcement of the last figure in the wave with Bo-Katan and whoever else. I wish they'd quit doing that. Just announce the whole wave. It really screws up both online retailers and people pre-ordering these, because you want to get in on those pre-orders of figures, but the whole wave hasn't been announced yet. And usually that whole wave hasn't been solicited yet. So you put the pre-orders in here, and then the rest, or well, some more figures are announced. You put the pre-orders in on them, and then the last figures are announced, and then pages come up, and you want like the whole case or a set, so you pre-order that, you have to go back through and cancel these, or you pre-order that last figure and hope they all ship together, or paying different shipping. Yeah, knock it off, guys. Come on, just announce the whole wave. But I still love you. It's Star Wars. Come on. Anyway, if you enjoyed this Foosh Weekly, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus if you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I will always catch you on the Foosh. And I feel like I should say this. even though I feel like I shouldn't. The phone call stuff, just a joke. Come on, lighten up. Whichever. I can't. It's all, just a running gag. Come on. It's thrown in there to emphasize the silly billiness of our hobby.